that excuse, and I never will. I never will. Do you understand? I never will. Like, at the end of the day, if someone knows how to create a profile, how to go on there, how to do this, how to do that, how to do the other, they've got to know some way what talking to young girls or talking to underage boys or girls is wrong. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? If everything else they're all right to do, they've got to understand that. Yeah, they've got to understand that. And this person that was on there last night, I can't think of the name, Alpha Bar, yeah? That's advertising a game that they're playing, advertising a game that they're playing, knowing full well that half the people watching them is probably young. Now, and then trying to accuse me last night, saying that I threatened that I was going to go to the house. You can download all of my live feeds. Not once did I ever say I was going to anyone's house. Not once. And people are saying, well, what's he driving the whole way to Manchester for? Please tell me a restriction that I have, that I'm not free to roam this country, top to bottom, no matter where I want to go. Exactly. And I don't even have to justify the fact that I listen, I'll put it this way to you. I probably got more family in Manchester than Elphaba has in Manchester. I have more of a reason to go to Manchester probably than anyone else that she probably knows. Do you understand? I back and forward, and if you look through my previous videos, I'm up and down, and Manchester's like my second home. Manchester is like my second home. So it is. So I don't have to justify. If anyone thinks that posting pictures, thank you, but posting pictures is
thank you.
Is an offence. Awareness pictures is an offence. On any of the posters I have, I've got copies of every single one of them. I know what's written on them, I know what's not written on them. It's not me that's putting them together, it's people that knows what they're doing in the background that's putting them together. And I know that they're awareness posters. It's not illegal to spread awareness, it's not, yeah? Okay, it's not. All you're doing, if I posted on there, telling lies or whatever and saying that they've been convicted of this or convicted of that, then yes, I am doing something wrong if they haven't been. But saying, be careful of this person who is lurking around children's apps, adding them and talking to them. That's just awareness. Check your, and if it's on the bottom of it, check your child's devices with a QR code to scan to get to the list of child safety apps. There's nothing illegal about that.
There's not. Being aware, like we keep saying.
Do you understand what I mean? Because that's what I'm going to do on these posters today, is add the QR code, so if people want to scan them, and I'll make sure there's a message above them saying scan here, list of safety apps, and it'll divert them there to whatever app, whichever app someone tells me is the best app. At least they've got an option just to go straight to it if they want. There's nothing wrong with doing an awareness on things. Do you understand?
No,
there's nothing wrong with it. I would like to be told, yeah, if there was someone, and let me word this correctly, yeah, because it is, you know, well, we'll work it on. There's two different wordings for it. So we call it a wrong'un. My opinion, yeah, a wrong'un is someone who would like to sit there and have a conversation with a minor. That to me is a wrong'un. Do you understand? That to me is a wrong'un. You want to sit there and try having conversations with a young child, do not come around me or my house. Do not come around me or my house. Do you understand?
The thing is, Tony, mate, people need to realise nothing's going to get changed overnight, you know what I mean? But there's a saying, nothing changes if nothing changes. And that says a lot about everything, you know what I mean?
And that's what I'm saying to you. And you know what? Listen, I'm not being funny, but what are you meant to do? I haven't got 10 bodies. I'm literally, people are saying, why aren't you going for this person? Why aren't you going for that person? Why aren't you going for this? Why aren't you going for that? Give it time and see who goes for who. But until then, you can't just say within 4 days, why ain't you gone for this person? Why haven't you got up and said something? Why haven't you got up and done that? If you know so much about them, why ain't you done it? Do you understand what I mean? Why are you trying to run people around ragged? What is going on here? You know, there's a lot of people talking about this needs to be done, that needs to be done, and the other needs to be done. Well, get the fuck up of your fucking arse and do it.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly
one
that.
fella driving up and down the fucking country. There's other people working in the background. I'm driving up and down the fucking country, left, right, and centre. Why don't you get up and try? Why don't you offer? If you want to speak about people I should be going to, why don't you say, come?
You wouldn't hire a painter and decorator around your house and tell them how to do the fucking work, would you?
Exactly.
Well,
Do you understand?
Well, Alex, I have to stop you there. I mean, I've had a lot of customers try and tell me to do my job.
Big Jamie has taken over. But I hear a lot of people. You know what, do things. Basically, I hear a lot of people, saying, I ain't come for this person, he ain't come for that person, he ain't come for no person. But I'll tell you what, I've gone for 4 people already, and I can assure you, or we have gone for 4 people already, and I can assure you, that's 4 more people than what anyone else has got up and gone for. So please stop condemning everything that's happening. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It really doesn't make sense to me. Do you understand what I mean? It really doesn't make sense to me. And these people, and listen, when I come off this motorway last night, I tried to get into one of the hotels, couldn't get into the hotels because the check-in is after whatever time in the afternoon. You can pay for the hotel, but you can't check in until after whatever time. I'd no choice to sleep in the back of the car. Do you understand? So this is not all fun and games. People must think it's fun and games. It's not fun and games.
That's why I just tried to explain that obviously, like, I mean, you went out for some food, innit? And like the food you had in front of you, you couldn't even really think because you've been living on sandwiches.
I couldn't even eat it because I was that used to eating like not even healthy foods up and down these motorways that when No Face actually treated me to a nice solid plate of proper food, I couldn't even get through it. I'm not perfect at what we're doing. None of us on this group is perfect at what we're doing, but we're trying to do something. We're trying to do something, and I'll tell you what, it's got people's ears listening. So if anything, there's something happening. Do you understand what I mean? It's got people listening.
Yeah.
And it's got people talking about it, and it's spreading some sort of awareness. And the more people is talking about it, whether it's good or bad, it's still prompting other people to think, what are they talking about here? Oh, who's done that on the app? And then all of a sudden they're hearing about check the child's device. That might prompt that person to go and check their son or daughter's device. Do you understand?
Well, look at that lady who came in here yesterday, turned around and said that she's removed her kids from TikTok now. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's her as her mum because she said it's just getting too much of an app now where it's too fucked. It's full of too many predators.
That's what I'm saying to you. And one of these troll accounts here said Tony will end up in jail. Let me tell you, people, please.
He won't, because everything's been kept within the law.
I just want to tell you one thing. Whether it is or isn't being kept in the law, I'd be more than happy to sit in a cell knowing that I sat in there trying to protect children. Do you understand? I would more than happy spend whatever it is in the cells, know that I try to go up and try to do something. What's happening, Zabby, buddy?
Up, Tony, brother. Listen, I'm not staying in for long. I just wanted to say to you, I absolutely adore you, and I've got nothing but respect for you. My only thought for you, is please think of yourself as well. Like when you're saying you're not eating and stuff like that, because I know when you start on a rabbit hole like this, you end up just running yourself down into the ground. And my biggest concern, Tony, and listen, it's nothing but love from me. I worry that because these people are professional victims and the narcissists, if they claim that they're being bullied or targeted, that's going to catch you a case. Now, if you have to spend one day in a police cell, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Do you know what I mean? And I know you are doing everything you possibly can in the best way you possibly can. But you need to remember about Baby and Liv and other people.
Course,
do you know what I mean?
100%. Of course. No, I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. The problem is here, The problem is here. And here's what really gets to me, is the fact that, okay, listen, what do you do then? Do you let fellas like that? Do you let one fella insert things into himself, yeah, and leave him on the app, yeah, or do you let another fella prance around, dancing with not a thing on, and another person there videoing this and that, and then the next one doing whatever they're doing, and all of this carry on. I've never seen the likes of it in all my life. All of this SHing online in front of potential children you're talking about. I never heard so much talk in a 12+ app in all my life. You understand? You don't know what children are for. Look at that. Look, for example, let me give you a prime example here now, yeah? When Michelle, and big respect to Michelle, yeah? When Michelle took it on herself to start trying to get these young girl accounts closed down, or young children accounts closed down, yeah? All right? That young girl, all right, that was being gifted and being groomed at the same time, offered money to be paid for the Snapchat and all of this, yeah? Her biggest fan on the app was CLA, yeah? So she was putting herself at risk without even knowing it to gift one of the big creators on here. Now, who's saying that people are not doing this to go in and watch Sobriety Jack or watch this other Dave the Rave? Who's saying that? And then watching all of this actions, watching him inserting things in himself, watching him exposing himself. If that young girl can try to gather as many gifts as she can to give to CLA, yeah? What's stopping anyone going in to doing them lives and then going back and watching Sobriety Jack, and while gifting him, watching him inserting things into himself? Please, people, what the hell is wrong with you? It's how can no one cop on? What? This is wrong.
Tony.
Sorry.
Just sorry. Just you know your voice, mate. Just the AI system on TikTok's really sensitive, mate. Lately, any sort of elevated voices and that, you can get yourself bananaed, mate. So just give you a little bit of a heads up.
Yeah, I'm sorry, mate. Literally, I've got a bit of a croaky voice, anyways. But that's what I'm trying to say to you. Sorry, listen, I'll try to speak a bit lower, but that's all I'm trying to say to you is you got to look at it that way, yeah. There's children going in and out of these people's these creators' live feeds, and to see this sort of stuff, that's still damaging to a young child. That's still damaging.
Drop me a message, Tess.
It causes severe trauma. It causes severe trauma, and when an adult does that to a child, it actually develops into brain damage. And people's emotions, people's feelings, they don't know how to control them because they've always been in a fight and flight mode. Now, the biggest problem I think with TikTok is everybody who isn't personally involved can see exactly what you're doing, and you're doing the best you possibly can. But the biggest problem I find is that these other big creators that do this quite on a regular basis, they have a tactic to make you as the viewer feel sorry for him. So the first tactic is, oh my God, I can't believe I'm being targeted, I'm now going to go and SH. Then they're going to manipulate you and the viewers into thinking they've done nothing wrong. And then what's going to happen, and the reason why these bigger creators, I'm not mentioning any names, but the reason why these bigger creators are sticking up for these people is so that them little fanboys and fangirls in their groups and their lives, they then become friends to the other creators, and that's where they generate their clout from. But the problem, the biggest thing that I think has come from all of this, from Dave the Rave, from Jack Sobriety Jack, every single one of them has been able to reflect on their actions. They've been able to realise, oh shit, I fucked up here. I'm getting myself in a load of havoc and trouble. Now that is exactly what needs to happen, because if I let's say if I go around bullying women, yeah, and all my people are saying, no, Xavi, you've done nothing wrong. Speak your truth. Tell them how it is, Xavi. I'm going to continue my actions. I'm going to continue my behaviour, and therefore it's people like this live with 1,900 people in it who can say, well done, Tony, you're doing the absolute best you possibly can. The saddest thing about all this, yeah, I've been caught up on the charge because I tried to do the right thing. I tried to bring awareness to a certain situation, and I got caught up on the charge because the police didn't want to investigate it. They didn't have the time, whatever it might have been. And that's why I worry for you, Tony, because I don't want you catching something on the back of trying to do the best in a worse situation. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like when it comes to social media, right, especially when it comes to exposing yourself, if you can't do it in public, there's a reason why it's called social media, because it's social. Yeah, it's no difference if you exposing yourself online or if you walk out in the street. If you did that in the street, you'd be put on the sex offenders register.
You're
so
guaranteed.
so for anybody that's saying, oh, you're labeling him a peddalo, no, he's labeled himself a peddalo. Because if he was sat there being racist, you wouldn't be calling him a peddalo, would you? You'd be calling him a racist. So
yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm
just
saying?
like to pick up on what Zabby was saying, yeah. So, like, I made a post about Sobriety Jack, yeah, which got 110k views, right? Sobriety Jack was well aware of that video and come online and started crying, saying how sorry he was and he was going to make a change. It was only 3 days later that he decided to go and stick a thing up his bum. Do you know what I mean? So me doing that awareness brought no attention to it. But yet now the game's been upped and obviously his whole neighbourhood know about it. He's now thinking twice. Do you get what I'm saying? So what Tony's doing is making an impact.
100%. And do you know what, Tony? Yeah, I've been saying this for a long time because when I first come on the app, I was exposing everyone for being manipulators, gaslighters, emotionally blackmailing people. I honestly believe, yeah, and I don't care if this gets put on the FYP, I honestly believe what needs to happen is an elite team is made, yeah, and this elite team is completely off socials, no one knows nobody, and they go and deal with them the way the Americans deal with them. Do you know what I'm saying? Because in parts of America, bro, you can go and physically deal with them the way you think they need to be dealt with. And I genuinely believe that you see these peddalo hunting groups, yeah? They go on the news, and then the news, the mainstream media rip him to pieces. You're affecting the criminal case. Right, now listen to this, yeah? You could do the sickest things to an innocent, vulnerable child and ruin the rest of their life, and you get a community payback order. You get put on a register, but yet you get to change your name. You get to be relocated. You're then entitled to high rate disability benefits because you can't go and work in the sector of where vulnerable people are. So unfortunately, this country likes to protect them. And I genuinely believe that you can be a ghost if you want to be a ghost. I was a ghost for many, many years, yeah? Oh, Shani's saying swap the seats, I'm waffling. I can't drive, let's do it. But yeah, and I do believe that it needs to be an elite team and there will be no trace. The police won't do nothing, and do you know what? They'll put appeals out in the public and they'll say, we need information on this team, we need information on that team. Look at Anonymous, yeah? Anonymous is a massive organisation, right? And they can go and do whatever they want and cannot be tracked. It's all done from VPNs, it's all done from cars that were registered before 2000, no trackers, no technology. I could 100% say that it could be done, but it needs to be the right people in it, 100%.
Yeah, guaranteed. I totally agree with you, mate. I totally agree. You know what? And to be honest with you, in a way of saying it, technically, this is more of a TikTok problem than it is a police problem. The police is stretched left, right, and centre with everything going on. The police are stretched, and they're throwing these cases back and back and back. And you sit back, and I understand people are saying, right, this group is watching them, that group is watching them.
Oh, you muted yourself, Tone.
Sorry, I was getting a phone call. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to drop out and come back in. You're echoing.
Yeah, it's echoing. Yeah. But yeah, and do you know what? One of the biggest things I love about the travel and gypsy community, right, is when a wrong'un is outed in their community, they will not stop until justice is served. Yeah, and they're not accepted or welcomed in the community. And the thing is, like you say, I read an article online, yeah, over 80,000 crimes that was reported last year wasn't even investigated due to the lack of funding within the service. And that's due to the police turning up to domestic arguments that, you know what I mean, wasting all of their time doing that sort of thing. I'm not saying like domestic violence is a waste of time. I'm saying like if you have an argument with your missus and then the neighbour rings the police and, you know what I mean, they're constantly going into like domestic related arguments that can't be resolved and there's no perpetrator or victim. And I watched a woman who works with Child Online Safety Team, right? She goes into Parliament and she was talking about a human trafficking case where a woman was brought over from Romania. She was a trigger warning to this. She was involved in an R, if that makes sense to people. She got pregnant, had the baby. Then our government sent her back to Romania. She was then trafficked back to the UK, had the same situation and another baby that was put into the system, yeah? And this woman was saying that the funding, £4.5 million per year, is what they get for funding. And when they look at the child trafficking cases, it works out £47 per case. That's because of how many cases there are. So how the hell can anyone investigate a crime on £47 when it costs something daft like £280 an hour just for a police officer to turn up to your house to take a statement?
It's mad.
Sorry for waffling, everyone. Sorry for waffling.
Nah, it's all good, man.
Fucking right, bro.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are passionate. There's a lot of people that have been in similar situations, and it's very triggering. Do you know what I mean? So people have to go out of the way to do something. Because if we don't and we say nothing, it's easy for everyone to go, oh yeah, but you need to wait for a police investigation. Nothing will change from now till the end of the police investigation, whether the man gets found guilty or not. That's the facts of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it really is true. Like you wait till one of your children is in bother, and then tell me you're going to wait six weeks for an investigation.
100%.
Tell me then you're going to want to wait around for 6 weeks or 6 months for an investigation.
100%.
Definitely. Yeah, but because it's like I said here the other day, because it's not on your doorstep, you have all different opinions about it. But the second you find an issue around that surrounds you or your family, that's when you were like, well, where's these teams? There's got to be someone that can help. There's got to be someone that can do this and that.
100%. I was 6 years of age, yeah, and I was subjected to an SA, right? And this man was mentally unstable, so he couldn't stand on trial. The police came to my house and said, because it's his word against his word, there's not really much we can do. So me and my family as a collective, we decided that man's lights needed to be turned off, as simple as that. And that's what happened. And unfortunately, he wasn't able to do that to another child. Do you get it? So, you know, people will take the law into their own hands. And my brother sat with a smile in his mugshot because he loved every second of it because he felt like he'd done what the family needed him to do. And for me, there is no justice in this country, regardless of what it is. And I've been very open about that situation as well. If you think, you know, that you can go around doing that and there's no consequences, well, more for you, because people will take things into their own hands. And if people had faith in the justice system, we would be going through every single court proceedings that needed to be taking place. But me as a 6-year-old child who getting told that, sorry, there's nothing that we can do because 1, he's mentally unstable, so can't stand on trial, and 2, it would be your word against his. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, fuck that.
The thing is, mate, as this is and how sick it sounds, Hollywood is glamorizing all this shit that's going on. I mean, you got like people like Woody Allen. He adopted a small child. He raised that child and then married that child. He's now in a relationship with that child. So just look at the story.
It's like all the celebrities though nowadays, they're all like that. It's hidden.
Yeah, it's because they feel like they've got all this power, yeah, and what they want is what nobody else could get. Because normally, like if I was a multi-trillionaire, I'd be buying jets, I'd be buying boats, I'd be buying all the things that all the rich people would want to buy. But they want to have that power over people, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And like I said before, bro, there was a conspiracy theorist where there was something within a baby. I think what it was is fear. When a child is in fear, they release some form of thing in their body, and then these people take that from them, and it's meant to be an
adrenochrome, ain't you? Adrenochrome.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I believe in all that, me. The Red Shoe Club, a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of facts to that as well, all that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Because a German doctor called Alman.
Here we go straight into the old conspiracies.
No, I think his name's Alman Switz anyway. He done an investigation on it, and that was a fact that that was actually proven, you know. When certain people get in a heightened mood of scared and when they're feared, that something gets released into the blood system and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, and another thing as well, because people keep like to use this. Oh, well, someone's going to harm himself, yeah? Well, let me just tell you something, right? If someone did do that, unfortunately, in this country, if you did self SH, yeah, and you ended up passing from that on your death certificate, it will be SH. It won't be SH because of this person or SH because of this person. It will be SH. End of story. So if they feel the need to go and do something ridiculous because they've been found out to be a fucking wrong 'un, well then unfortunately you should reflect on your situation and say, do you know what? I'm never going to put myself in that situation, because if I put myself in a situation where someone can question my integrity, that's a me problem. Nobody else's problem. That's a me problem.
Exactly that. Like, I just wanted to come on here. I know I'm not a TikTok or anything, but I suffer with mental health. So all this stuff with, you know, Alphabet and all that crap. I just want to say that, you know, she is not the person to be on this app, and they've said so many times they're going to leave over the past few years, because obviously I've been watching them on TikTok for years, and they say, oh, I'm going to leave, I'm going to do this, and they never do. And all they're doing is putting the wrong image out there to TikTok, because TikTok is technically a kids app. So even though there's adults on it now, you know, the stuff they're doing and putting out to the public isn't the right thing to do. And all they're going to do in the end is say, oh, trans rights, mental health. But it's not an excuse for what they're doing to be talking to kids on apps. And I don't mean to bring this up, but if you guys remember long ago that Jack, who Alpha was friends with, he actually put on his TikTok that he was sexually assaulted by Alphabet, and that actually didn't come into the light. So obviously this has been hidden for a very, very, very long time, and no one really pays attention to it. So I have nothing wrong with trans people or anything like that, but it's just the way that Alphabet's using this app to, you know, get the views that it wants in a way it shouldn't be, because it's not, it shouldn't be that way, that, you know, it's using the limelight and then just making excuses and stuff.
100%. And
I just pick up on something. Hold on.
Sorry.
There's a lot of the chat saying that Jack didn't say it was Alpha Boss, so I'm gonna just make that clear, right?
Schofield, I know he said that about him. But you
okay, that's my mistake. But yeah,
Can I say one thing? Can I say honestly one thing? Do you know tomorrow morning, if everyone woke up and opened TikTok and there was no gifts, people wouldn't act half the ways that they do. People wouldn't do half the things that they do. Please believe me on that. I don't believe they do half the things that they're doing. I think some people has got it drummed into the mind that the more of a bigger fuss you kick up, the more people you get in, and the more this and that's going to happen. And
if there weren't no gifts, mate, there won't be no app. There won't be none of these creators on here doing the things.
100%.
You wouldn't get away with any of that behaviour on Twitch where they actually give you a contract and pay you. Do you get what I'm saying? Like platforms like Kick and that, they actually pay you like a contract to be on their platform. So you wouldn't be sitting there doing this type of stuff. Do you get what I'm saying? You look at how Modine was on
this live later on. Sorry, I'm interrupting someone. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, you look how Modine was on Neon's Twitch stream, yeah? And how he was still Modine, but he was in more a humble way. Do you get what I'm saying? Still done his silly antics. But when he was back onto TikTok and the gifts were coming in, the stuff he was doing was crazy.
Yeah. And
again, somebody who promotes gang violence, and there's kids out here getting killed for mistaken identity. If anyone's ever been brought up in a narcissism environment, they will know and see the signs of manipulation. A narcissist will always try to manipulate you into thinking you're the one that's wrong. And if you look at Alpha Bar, Jack, or anybody else that's done wrong on this app, they always start with something ludicrous, then they'll manipulate you into feeling sorry for them because they're going to harm themselves or whatever it might be, and then you then feel guilty and you feel like you're getting shut down, but yet the quick to say it's bullying, right? Now, in my eyes, if you were sat there name calling somebody or like being nasty to them, then yeah, I'd understand it's bullying, but it's not bullying. You're bringing awareness to these monsters, and at the end of the day, if they don't want to be labelled the monster, don't act like one then, innit?
Yeah, exactly. I just want to say, obviously,
if I come in and started doing what Dave the Rave done, or Sobriety Jack did, I'm leaving myself open to every name calling I receive. It's as simple as that.
100%. And the new buzzword on TikTok is beast and shit like that. So it all gets watered down. Every single part of it gets watered down. Because when you're angry with someone, you just label them a beast or you label them a pet. And the next thing you know, they're being targeted with zero evidence. But the facts are the ones that have got evidence on them, they're now denying it and they all stick together. Birds of a flock together, or whatever the saying is.
Yeah, birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, I know, 100%. And you know what's more funnier? Like this, even that person who switched accounts now moved over to Insta. That coach. What's that? I can't think. I don't know the full name. Something.
No consent. No consent.
Yeah.
That's the one that
they've moved to Insta. Now I wonder does people know their history, but I think they've left this app and moved over to Insta.
No, they were removed. Soxy and that got her removed from the app. That's like.
Well, they removed from this one,
Soxy and that had them removed.
But still, like they're in there now. Just because they're off TikTok doesn't mean that they're safe.
No.
They're still there charging this, that, and the other, and people don't know. There's a fella that's on here, which once I'm finished this live feed, once I'm by the way, people, I won't be live on TikTok. This live feed with Alpha is going to be on the YouTube page, not on this. It's going to be on the YouTube page, and I've already put that on my other account to show you which page, to tell you which page it is. This is going to be on the YouTube page, but with what you call it, that coach. What's the difference? What, just because they're off TikTok now, that makes it okay? No, it doesn't. They still need to be made aware of, because they're still charging people, I think, what is it, £50 an hour for this, that, and the other, and no one probably even knows who they're paying. Do you know what I mean?
Fucked up, bro. Everything that's going on is just fucking one after the other. Like, I don't even get it. I really don't.
There's a load of people. Unfortunately, I can't split myself into 15 motors and go to all different locations at the same time. I can't do it. How am I meant to do? What am I meant to do? I can't do it. You know, but people want to tell me where I should go, where I should have been, what I should be doing next. Come with me. Go get your motor. Come drive beside me. Take these journeys with me. Do you understand?
Paul Breach is getting made aware of tonight. Don't worry. Like I said, when I come off, I'm doing a YouTube video. I'm doing a video, and an awareness live will be done on Paul Breach tonight at 7:30. Because I know there's a lot of people that have been trying to bring awareness to him that are going to want to speak up. So I know it's going to be a fucking big one.
What's the YouTube so people can go across and support?
What's your YouTube, Tony?
At Only Tony Official on YouTube. At Only Tony Official. You'll see he's got the pictures on me there. There's one. I think there's only 2 videos on that page, or 1 or 2 videos that I've done. I put up to test out. Because I didn't actually know where, because with TikTok you know where to put all the hashtag stuff. On that one I didn't have a clue. So you'll see there's a police video on there, and I can't remember the other video, but yeah, you'll see it. You'll see it on there. It's not a lot of following on it, but that's the one that it's going to be live on. It's Only Tony Official on YouTube.
What time, Tony?
Is the man, the myth, the legend in here?
Legend. No, I don't think I've not seen it.
The name's Bond. Are you here? Are you here watching? Don't think so. The name's Bond.
He was in the comments earlier.
I seen him in the comments earlier. Is he gone? Yeah, he's there. Listen, Will you miss the other Sublik and tell him I need that Lackings Kenya, please, and just message me separate on the WhatsApp. Yeah, when I come off this, I'll get it, please. But just try to tell him to mislead the Lackings Keen straight away, because I'm down in this minute now.
Tony, so people can see it and what time, etc.
Yeah, he said he has. He's already done that.
Oh, did you? All right, perfect. All right, no worries, no worries. Nice one.
I think this is happening because people are promoting it and giving them excuses and reasons, and then people are looking at their lives and going, "Oh my God, Jack's had 4,000 people for sticking Kevin the Carrot where it shouldn't have been put," and then that's going to influence them, because you got to remember, there's people have their own voice and people have their own platform, but when people are seeing other people do good, and in their eyes that is doing good because they're getting numbers in, they're getting enablers to fucking send them money and all that, you know what I mean? And that's why they keep doing it. Jack's a reoffender, and I do think I'm going to get in touch with a few of the I've got a few friends that are in connection with the predator hunting teams, and I'm going to find out what can we actually do on the basis of the stings, because ultimately, if Jack did what he did in public, he'd be getting stung.
Somebody remind me the name of these games, please.
So yeah, guaranteed. Thank you, Claire. I appreciate it. Thank you. Guaranteed. Listen, there's no difference of doing that out in the street, like you said, or behind the screen. You're exposing yourself to still people. You're exposing yourself to people, you know. And it'd be different. Like, there is other apps, as people know, and I've heard it being spoken about a few times. There is other apps that people actually go and can create a private room and whatever, and do whatever they want to do. That's fine. You're doing your own thing. You're on an adult app.
Don't say that, because you'll get banned.
Yeah, but there's
you are right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but the reasons why they don't want to do it over there is so they can attract the most vulnerable. That's the facts of it. I know if I wanted to put explicit content out there, there's multiple apps of where I could do it. OnlyFans, OnlyFriends, Clapper, the rest of them. If I wanted my audience to be extremely young and vulnerable, you'd then do it on here. Only Nans. No way, I didn't know that. I love an older lady, mate.
Only Nans.
You see the way I look at it as well, yeah. The way I look at it, and this might piss a few people off, but I do believe in it. I believe if you come on this app, and you start like indecent, like exposing yourself or doing indecent things on here, yeah, you're at fault. If you're with an adult app and a child manages to, however they do it, manage to get on that app, yeah, without you knowing, it's not your fault, but you've done everything to protect your back. You're on that over 18 site. You don't know who's coming in, but all you know. But when you know you're on a 12 plus site, and you're behaving like that, you are deliberately going out of your way to get anyone to look at it. Do you understand what I mean? That's what I'm saying to you. I may not be explaining it right, but what I'm trying to say is, you're on a 12 plus app. Be mindful of what you're doing. Do you understand?
I had to, because when I first come on it, I was arguing with everyone and took the trees, gossiped a lot. And then I thought to myself, who am I influencing here into arguing? I have to stop promoting that, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
But I will be having a look at that.
But it's
Right, listen, people. I need to get off and get myself some lunch because my stomach is grumbling. But,
big up, Tony.
Yeah,
like I said, I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll let everyone drop out and then I'll explain. But big up Tony, Zabi, Danny.
Tony, send us your bank details, pal. I want a little drinking for you.
Don't worry, no. Listen, don't worry. Honestly, don't worry, man. Don't worry. I've got it. I've got it sorted, man. Don't worry. Honestly, listen. Thank you to everyone thank you to everyone for the support. Massive respect to all of you, and thank you to everyone that's throwing everything at me here as well. And I appreciate it. Massive respect to those of you that follow the YouTube channel.